Hey, welcome back to another episode. Today, I wanted to talk about training and how to get the most out of your time so you don't have to spend hours exercising each week and you can get in and out as quick as you can. A lot of our moms that we work with, we aim for 30-minute workouts 3 times per week. So we're talking 90 minutes total in a week focused on workouts so they can focus their time on everything else that they have on their schedule. And so today I want to explain how we do this because I think that a lot of apps, workouts you find online, I think they set people up for failure, especially busy parents. As I film this too, I see that I have a ridiculous mustache going here today, which is not okay. Um, just one of those weeks, not sleeping at night apparently. And so maybe that's making more facial hair. I should definitely not be on camera, but hey, we're going to run with it. We're going to let this one happen as we sit here. I'm sure you get those feelings, right? You look in the mirror and you're like, oh my gosh, like I look like that today. That's how I'm feeling at the moment. Anyways, let's get back to what we are talking about here today. So let's talk about training. The key to training is focusing on the things that I like to say are the biggest bang for your buck. What's actually going to move the needle forward instead of things that I would call fluff. And so there are certain things that need to be part of a workout. So I'm going to go over what needs to be part of a workout, and then we're going to talk about how to condense it all into the time. So the issue I have with a lot of apps when you see different app workouts are body part splits. Body part splits meaning one day's a leg day, one day's an arm day, one day's a shoulder day. If you exercise one body part once per week, two things are going to happen. Number one, you're going to get a greater likelihood of getting very sore from it because you're doing a lot of volume in a short period of time. But the other issue is you're not targeting that area any other days of the week. And so it's like a long off period for each muscle group of the stimulation. All right, so that's one issue that I have with the body part. Actually, I guess that's two issues that I have with the body part, with the stimulation and then also the soreness, because when you get sore, that's not going to benefit you too with everything you have going on. So I don't like that with the apps when they do that. I also don't like the different intensities that they use, and that if you're someone who has injuries in your back, in your knees, a lot of the apps that you try or things you find online, they're just not going to necessarily be safe for you to do. And so that's a whole different worm talking about, and I should make a note on that, talking about how to train around injuries, but you can train safely without getting hurt. You don't have to do things that you don't want to if you have knee pain and with back pain. You can see progress with all of those things. You just have to pick different exercises to allow you to do that. But let's talk about here how we do 30-minute workouts to make it actually be something that produces results. So the first thing we do is we like to spend, I'd say, around like 5 minutes at the start of a workout doing a warm up. If you've been sitting all day and you jump right into a workout, there's a greater likelihood of you getting a little bit of injury from that because your body's tight. There's certain positions that you've been sitting in all day. We got to get our core temperature up so that way we can train safely. So in our warm up, we like to have our clients do some light stretching, but the stretching is more mobility type work. So think active stretching instead of like long holds of certain positions, because we just want to get the blood flowing through the body. We like to warm the core up in our warm up so that way it's activated before going into the actual strength exercises, as well as warming up things like our glutes and our hips. A lot of people we know have knee pain, back pain. By turning on your core, turning on your glutes, getting all of those muscles activated, that's really going to help reduce the pain in those areas because the body is going to be basically using the muscles the way they're supposed to be used. A lot of time when we have knee pain and back pain, it comes because those muscles in our body get weak. But if we can make sure that those muscles are engaged before starting a workout, we're going to have a better workout, and doing that week after week is going to be really beneficial. So we focus on that for like 5 minutes. Then we go into our strength portion for 20 minutes. And on average, right? And so the way to think about the strength portion is we like to do full body workouts. Full body workouts, research has shown, is the best way to get the greatest return on investment with time. So if your goal is to tone your entire body, if you work all the different muscle groups multiple times throughout the week, that is going to provide more stimulus to your body, being like, hey, I'm constantly exercising my legs, my shoulders, my arms, and your body's like, wow, okay, you're constantly exposing me to the stress. I need to change. So it's going to allow your body to actually build the muscle, the lean muscle that you want, quicker than doing one body part once per week. The other thing that this does is by doing full body strength workouts, it's actually going to get your metabolism revving more. There are more calories that are going to be burned when we are doing this style of workout throughout the day because of the amount of stress that you're putting on your body in a good way. And so those two things, the increase in metabolic output as well as the increased muscle stimulus, those two things are very beneficial with full body workouts. And that's why we use those. So in our 20-minute strength portion, here's how we do that. A lot of normal programs will do one exercise at a time. You'll do one exercise, let's call squats. Then from there, you'll go into an exercise where you'll do, well, I mean, technically people do only body part splits, but let's say you did squats. Then from there, you did lateral raises. Then from there, you went and you did planks, but you're just doing one exercise. And that is the biggest mistake. We are not trained to be bodybuilders where we're trying to, again, like do an exercise and sit for 3 minutes before doing it again. We want to get in and get out and get our workouts done. So the way that we pair our exercises up are we do a lower body, an upper body, and a core with those 3 exercises paired together. And we usually do 2 supersets of that. So here's an example of that. Let's say we pair a squat with a bench with a front plank. So you're going to do 10 reps of squats, catch your breath, 30 to 60 seconds until you feel like you've caught your breath. Then you're going to go into your bench press. Once you do that, you catch your breath, then you go into a plank. And here's why we do that. Typically, when you are trying to tone your body, you need between probably 1.5 to 3 minutes between each set, research shows, for your body to fully recover from a movement. So the next time you go at it, you can actually make sure that you are challenging yourself. This isn't just about getting your heart rate up. It's about making sure that you're lifting heavy enough weights to produce a change in your body. This isn't about lifting 5 pounds a million times. This is about actually lifting heavier weights so your body has to actually adapt and build the muscle that you want. So that's a different conversation talking about like the weight amount that you're using. But so if you think about it, the way this works, we do our squats. And then if we take a minute to catch our breath, then we do the bench press. Take a minute to catch our breath, then we do the plank. And then you go back to doing the squats. You've probably rested for around 2 to 3 minutes at that point, and you're ready to go. So while our lower body is recovering, we're focusing on using other parts of our body. And so you do that for 3 exercises. Then we go to another superset with another 3 exercises. And then at the end, we do 5 minutes of arms because everyone wants to tone their arms. So we throw that at the end at a bonus. Also, too, if you're tight on time, it's an easy thing. We can be like, hey, we can take that off and do that on another day. Now, the exercises that we're picking for that superset of lower, upper, and core are going to depend on what your specific goals are, what your injuries are, what equipment you have access to. For example, if we have clients with knee injuries, they're not going to be doing squats. They're not going to be doing lunges. We're going to have to pick different leg variations that are going to be doing 2 things: safe, so they're not in pain, but also that are going to build up, let's call some weaknesses in the body so we can get back to doing things without knee pain. If we have clients who have back issues, making sure that we're picking core exercises that are going to build up the core strength to help with the back. But there's also a lot of variations of upper body exercises that we stay away from when people have back injuries, like pressing overhead, because that can make you arch your back and put you in an unsafe position. So we pick different exercises, but the way that we do this is between those 2 supersets, we will have worked the entire body. There's 5 different movements. We have a hinge pattern. We have a squat pattern for our lower body. We have upper body push. So if we think that's going to be like your chest, your shoulders, your triceps, and we have upper body pull, which is going to be your back and your biceps. And then we have its category of itself, which I like to say is your core. And there's a lot of different ways to train your core. One thing I want to leave you with on this one is never do sit-ups. We don't need to do sit-ups. They're bad for your back. Never do sit-ups. But the goal that I wanted you to see here is like if we take that structure, warm up for 5 minutes, that leaves you 25 minutes to do strength work, 20 of that being full body workouts, 5 minutes at the end that can be for arms. Doing that 3 times per week is going to produce results week after week, month after month, consistency on there. Now, making sure that you challenge yourself during that time to make sure you're using heavy enough weights is going to be important too to produce the body changes that you want. I've done another podcast talking about like how to improve through sets and reps that I'll have to link in the caption here that gives you an overview for if you want to look at that and understand more about like, hey, how do I make sure that I'm progressing in what I'm doing? But again, I challenge you, if you're not seeing changes with your current workout routine, I want you to ask yourself, okay, am I doing full body workouts? Am I using just light weights compared to heavy weights? Do my workouts hurt me? And if there are a lot of things that you're hearing here being like, wait, I only do one body part at a time. Wait, I'm doing things that they're hurting because I feel like I have to. I've been trying to do HIIT. My workouts take an hour and they're not producing results. And you're telling me I can do it in 30 minutes? You're not alone. There's a lot of people and a lot of misinformation out there being given as to what you need to do and making you feel like you have to do more. When I have learned myself, I've learned with, over the 250 moms we worked with, that you do not need to do hour-long workouts. Can you? Sure, you can go and do it, and we'll add what I call the fluff in. If you have an hour, awesome. We'll throw some more fluff exercises in if you want that, additional things that are just going to benefit you. But really, 30 minutes, you can achieve a lot with. If you would like a sample workout routine, message me on Instagram, the word tone, and I can send you a sample workout plan that you can follow on there. It'll be like a 3-day plan to show you like what our workouts look like. I'd be happy to send that your way. But yeah, I should be able to set up an automation where if you message me that word, it sends it to you right away. And if not, I'll just go in there and send that to you. But outside of that, I hope that this gives you some good information about the quicker approach to getting to results. And again, like, this isn't just what I've done. I started doing this because that's what I learned from science. And science showed like, hey, full body workouts get the metabolism going. Full body workouts produce better muscle stimulus. I was like, cool, that sounds good. Started using it myself and I was like, wow, I'm less sore at the end of workouts. My strength has gone up. I feel better. My definition has gone up. And so that's the approach we take. And it was very different. We used to do upper lower splits. We used to do body part splits. That was all bodybuilding type things. As a busy parent, you need quick. You need to make sure you focus on your total body too. And I'll leave you with this. Here's also why I like total body. This is a quick little tangent here is, let's say you miss a workout 1 week and you only could get 2 workouts in or 1 workout. You've at least hit every muscle in your body. If you were doing these body part splits and you miss days, then you get into this weird place where like, shoot, I only did half my workouts this week. Great. I have to start over again next week. This allows you to have the greatest likelihood of keeping up with your plan because you can't actually fall off because you're always doing full body workouts, which means you're always working your total body. Okay. I like to stare at my clock, and when I get to 10 minutes, I call it quits. So hope this helps you, and I look forward to talking to you next time.